Next to me, you can see third-year architecture students' projects based on sustainability and using materials from nature to create. I would say when I look at these pieces, I see sculptures. So for me, they created sort of like sculptures.
It's a real pleasure to see an architectural show less littered or less busy with models. They start to feel like sculptural things and there's air permeating through. So you're bringing a kind of fresh pair of eyes into the object.
I am your favorite student.
No. I'm just making sure they don't record us. You're recording though, we've got to be careful what we say.
Yeah.
Will you edit us into coherence? Yeah, that's brilliant. Congratulations. Record that, but I think it's really interesting because sometimes there's a kind of exciting tension between fine artists and architecture students, and you all work together, you share the workshop, so it's really refreshing having a fine art eyes on that in a kind of physical way.
I did handle the pieces as they were like sculptures in a way.
Yes, I just realised what's different. There's nothing on the wall. That's wonderful. You've brought them down, and you've brought them at body height, our body height.
I was thinking where to place the objects and all, but Miss Teresa also guided me. We did like some of the things were like guided online, so it was like a virtual connection between us in a certain time.
Yeah.
It was like I took off all the prints, I painted everything down,
Wonderful. Okay.
arranged them. She then arranged them with her students. I made little name tags inspired by fine art.
And the poster, did you do the poster?
Yes, I designed the poster with her, so it's a collaboration.
I think it's really exciting. Like the fine artists are arguably the most flexible types of thinkers, so it's great when they can step into different areas. You know, and you don't have to know everything about those areas. You trust your types' painterly decisions.
I mean, this is the first week. I mean,
That's
this is last week and this week start was the first time, I'm into it. Like I'm starting to learn.
Yeah, and you learn
how
by
to
doing.
juggle, yeah.
You learn by doing and moving things physically around to see how.
But I still need to work on my time, like managing my time. And Miss Carolina and Jeff helped a lot.
Brilliant.
They helped a lot.
Now.
Congratulations to Elena.
Mr. Kate Winter, my line manager, he is helping me this term as a gallery intern. He is showing me the ropes and everything. And Mr. Samuel Zeli, my former lecturer and current lecturer, sculptor, he is the one that showed me the ropes and how to go on the sculpture way. Like he said one day when I told him, like, I think I'm going to do sculpture. He told me, yay, more me. So I'm more excited now. I'm thinking it starts to sink in. You know?
Okay, great. And what do you think is the best point of your exhibition? What worked the best? What are you proud of the most?
I'm the most proud of the fact that I think I pulled it off. I wasn't sure I'm going to make it. And I think I am really good at solving problems at last minute and not
How
giving
many
up.
days you had to do this?
2, and this is the third, like the day of the exhibition.
Okay. You worked hard today as well.
Even I was running through from class here and back to class, and Mr. Alexis told me I'm gonna fail if I keep doing that.
But when he's gonna see the work you've done, I think he'll.
He was the
okay with
professor
it.
that I was talking to before.
Okay.
We were in the print workshop today, so we were doing repetition movements. painterly gestures, like he says. But it was a really good day. Like, I think the stress I built up these days, because I was like really stressed because I wanted things to work out really nice, I released them in the workshop today with the different techniques. So
Great.
I even painted heads that are screaming.
And fragments refers to it's designed with fragments from nature.
Yes, so for this answer, I think you should go and ask the students, because they are
Okay.
the ones. I mean, this exhibition basically is about them.
So it's a section cut from House in Santiago.
Okay.
And the mesh is a polyfabric mixed of two different materials. One to help with mosquitoes going away, then the other keeps the heat in. So depending on like, the time of year, it helps whether like, to keep the heat or lay out.
How long did it take you to come with all this product?
Like 10 weeks.
How many weeks?
Like 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
So I think we finished it the week of January because of the half term and whatever. And then we literally started it about 3 weeks at the start of the year. So
You happy with the final product?
yeah, very happy. It took a lot. It's dealt some damage as well. But I'm glad because now we fixed it. It looks a little bit better.
So you aim to be an architect?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the 1 to 5 section of the June house in Latvia. The key defining feature of this build was this element here. This is the thatch. Aside from being a stylistic choice, the other reason why the architects in Latvia decided to put this is also active insulation. So if you were to look at this side over here, the insulation is most effective as exterior insulation. This also
So you
means
don't need the interior bit because it's really good on the outside.
that's correct. This one frees up space, and two, because that is a natural insulation,
It's sustainable.
it's sustainable, so you don't need like a gas boiler or electrical insulation, and also electrical heating systems, thus increasing the sustainability.
Okay.
Another defining feature is its use of timber, specifically use glue line, which is effectively layered pieces of timber to make it stronger.
I'm Alfie, I'm a third year at UEL doing architecture. This is a 1 to 5 model of the Moritzburg test house by Sverfen, which is in Sweden. And it's got a straw and earth construction. So we've modelled the existing, but we've also added a layer of wood fibre insulation to the wall and the roof to improve its thermal performance. But try to respect the kind of architectural character of the building, including these rendered walls and the timber character on the inside.
Good evening, my name is Sahil Nayak and I'm a year 3 architecture student. And my colleagues Jacob Strass and Yunus Ejejiridi, we three of us designed this model of an existing project called Torres House, which is located near Germany. As you can see in these lines over here, you can see that these are blocks that have been staggered on top of it. Each block has different layers, and the interior cladding, which is the wood blocks, this is a quite unique special feature. And it's surprising, and this is structure. So the wood blocks are structured, which is connected to these thin patterns. And if you see over here, there are 2 layers of insulation. So this is rigid and rigid wood fiber insulation. This is non-rigid one. The main reason the interior one is rigid is because if the insulation is tight enough and has no air gap, so no air will enter and fire will not happen. But if the insulation would have been loose, there might have been chances of fire. Because of which, since this is rigid one, it has no air gap, and on the exterior, it was easy to use these non-rigid ones. which is then cladded by the timber battens, protecting the internal structures and internal layers of this house.
I'm Teresa Serrano. I teach in our Bachelor Architectural program here at UEL, and we are seeing the work of our Year 3 students. This year we've been working with regenerative materials, so students you'll be looking at how we can work with alternatives to high embodied carbon materials. It's very important that we look at regenerative materials to create a positive impact in the whole supply chains of materials. Materials that one day can go back to the ground and can create a positive social impact.
I'm Ivan Latte. I'm a third year BSc Architecture student at the University of East London, and my project is the George Becher Architect's House Simmer, which is a brick house which has been retrofitted with a unique straw bale cassette system, and then it's cladded with a shingles finish.
Okay.
The house was a brick house, and then to improve the performance of the house, it was cladded with straw bale cassettes, which were then finished off with shingles, so the exterior structure of the walls is a bit thicker now. And internally there was a concrete floor with insulation, and we improved the insulation performance with a new wood fibre insulation, which is a bit thicker and stronger, and then the finish is the timber decking.
The subject of the exhibition really is about the conversation between materiality, interior and exterior, and that negotiation that materials have with the elements fire, air, earth and water. And in terms of my particular discipline, I'm a chartered architectural technologist, and we have an architectural technology degree at the university. The work around me at the moment is from Part 1 Architecture, who are entering into the same conversation in terms of architectural technology. But as an institute, we run an awards event for students every year. So there are 5 accredited universities in London that run the architectural technology course. And we run an awards event where each university has an individual winner for the best in their 3rd year. And last year we were very fortunate to have a ceramics artist called Maria Gasparian, who very kindly designed and made really beautiful trophies, and the university here at East London allowed us to use facilities to 3D print the model of the award, make plaster molds, and then create the clay molds which are fired in the kiln and glazed here. And the point about all of these events, including this evening, is really to give students the opportunity to talk about their work and celebrate their achievement. Because a journey through university is a very stressful journey, especially today when it is so expensive with the fees, and you're then facing what can be a difficult employment market. So giving students an opportunity like this evening, where there's an exhibition, they can put their work on a platform and have content for their media so that they build up a bigger social media footprint to celebrate their achievements is really, really important. And that's something I think as educators we need also to encourage students to really promote themselves, so that when they go into the workplace, there is a catalogue of all of their achievements and successes. And I think that's what's wonderful about this evening and the exhibition this evening. It really gives that platform for the students to celebrate.